Bradley was worried about his mother because she had smoked cigarettes for a long time, and Bradley knew that smoking could cause terrible diseases and even death. Bradley was hoping that his mom would quit smoking soon. It's never too late to quit smoking. Many of the effects of smoking can be reversed after a person quits. In this lesson, you will learn about the diseases that are caused by smoking. You will also learn why it's important to never start smoking. Shortness of breath and coughing are common signs of chronic respiratory disease which affects most smokers. A chronic disease is a disease that once developed is always present and will not go away. Two chronic respiratory diseases are chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Chronic bronchitis is a disease that causes the airways of the lungs to become irritated and swollen. This irritation causes the person to produce a lot of mucus in the lungs. As a result, the person coughs a lot. Emphysema destroys the tiny air sacs and walls of the lung. The holes in the air sacs cannot heal. Eventually, the lung tissue dies and the lungs can no longer work. Cigarette smoke causes more than 80% of all cases of chronic bronchitis and emphysema. Death from heart failure follows. Usually, the more cigarettes people smoke each day, the more serious the respiratory disease is. So, to the left, you'll see that we have the healthy human lung. There is still a little black on there because you do have to remember that you breathe in things like secondhand smoke or ETS and pollution. So there is going to be some black even in a healthy human lung. And then to the right is the tobacco smoker's lung, and you'll notice that there's much more black on that one, which is usually caused by tar. Emphysema, remember that's the holes in the tiny air sacs of the lungs, and those are called alveoli. To the left, you'll really see the holes in there, and so the air sacs can't fill up with air, which means that your body is deprived of oxygen. The right-hand side is what normal lungs look like, and you'll notice that they are free of holes. Scientific research has shown a direct link between smoking and cardiovascular disease. A cardiovascular disease is a disorder of the circulatory system. This type of disorder includes high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. These diseases prevent organs and limbs from getting the amount of blood they need. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death for adults in the United States. Smoking also damages the inside lining of the arteries. This damage allows solid materials to build up inside the artery. Eventually, the artery becomes blocked. When the arteries that supply oxygen to the heart become blocked, a heart attack results. A stroke results when the arteries that supply blood to the brain become blocked. Blocked arteries that supply blood to limbs of the body can cause severe pain. Sometimes the need for an amputation, which is the surgical removal of an arm or leg, can result from blocked arteries that can no longer supply blood to the arms or legs. The younger people are when they start smoking, the more they smoke, the higher their risk of stroke and heart attack. Okay, so these are some of the signs of heart attack in women and men. You'll notice that they are different depending on what gender you are. So some things that women experience are lightheadedness and dizziness, upper back pressure, chest pressure, which they usually say it feels like an elephant is sitting on their chest, shortness of breath, pain in one or both arms, the back, neck, jaw, or stomach, and fainting and extreme fatigue, which also means that they're very tired. Okay, in men, however, they break out in a cold sweat or nausea. They also have chest pressure or pain, shortness of breath, and pain in one or both arms, which is also known as angina. So if you ever hear anybody refer to angina pain, that's what that is. The back, neck, jaw, or stomach. Okay, and if you ever see these symptoms in anybody, you should always call 911 because it's better to be safe than sorry. Smoking causes cancer. Cancer is a disease which damaged cells grow out of control. All tobacco products contain chemicals that cause cancer. Smoking can cause cancer in the bladder, kidneys, throat, mouth, and lung. But lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women who smoke. Finding lung cancer early is difficult because it spreads very quickly. Also, symptoms usually don't appear until the disease is advanced. If a smoker quits, then the risk of cancer decreases, but it usually does not decrease the level of someone who has never smoked. Surprisingly, the risk of lung cancer is just as high for people who smoke light and low tar cigarettes as it is for those who smoke regular brands. Because smoke from light cigarettes is made to feel smoother, smoke is usually inhaled more deeply into the lungs. This increases the damage done to the lungs. Okay, and this is a cartoon picture of what lung cancer looks like. So it's kind of a mass of cells that grow together, and it usually causes a lump. But it's very difficult to detect because it does grow so quickly, as I stated earlier. Smokeless tobacco causes cancers of the mouth, head, and neck. In fact, a person that uses smokeless tobacco has a higher risk of getting mouth cancer than a cigarette smoker does. Sores form inside the mouth of 1/2 to 3/4 of smokeless tobacco users. These sores may develop into cancer. When the user quits, these sores can disappear. The risk of oral or mouth cancer depends on how long and how much smokeless tobacco was used. Quitting smokeless tobacco lowers the risk of getting oral cancer. And if a person does not get oral cancer, he or she has a better chance of surviving if he or she has quit using smokeless tobacco. So this is a really bad case of oral cancer. It kind of ate away the whole side of the person's mouth because of the sores. It had to get removed. So this is a really, really severe case of oral cancer caused by smokeless tobacco. Not surprisingly, the ingredients and additives in tobacco can lead to many different illnesses. The following list contains more reasons to avoid tobacco products. Cigarette smokers catch the flu and colds more often, and they do not recover from them as quickly as non-smokers do. Smokers take longer to heal from wounds and surgeries than non-smokers do. All tobacco products increase the risk for gum and dental disease. Cigarette smoking has been associated with many eye diseases. Smoking can cause premature signs of aging. Smoking has negative effects on certain tissue in the skin, which causes premature wrinkling. Smoking is harmful to a fetus. When a pregnant woman smokes, she is more likely to have a miscarriage. Babies born of mothers who smoked during pregnancy are often smaller and may suffer from health complications as well. These babies are also at higher risk for sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. The list could go on and on. There are no good effects of smoking.